Want to know the details.
Life is too.
Just like, I don't want to know where you live. I don't care. But please. And I might have to say hello if I drive by.
All right, moving on.
All right, well, I'm gonna give Scott a few more minutes to see if he shows up. And if not, we'll just go through it and then the heck with it, you know? This is being recorded?
It is now, yes.
Oh, good. So somebody can look at this, like Lemoy can look at this? and
Yes.
Scott can look at this?
Yes.
So we do not have a quorum, so we cannot do any official business. So you don't have to worry about that. So let's just get going and show us what Carrie Ann has revised the chat spreadsheet. It's still in a state of continual change. She's still working on it. Oh, it is. Now we have a quorum. Mr. Scott is here. This is now an official meeting. Hi, Scott. How you doing?
Done chasing traffic, getting out of Lebanon.
Oh,
Good luck with
geez.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a good one.
The real Clyde. All the same.
Yeah.
It's like the one that kind of rose to the top for financial stuff.
Yeah. No, somebody else recommended it to me. That was after I had some private chat GPT. And they said this is better for some reasons in terms of the extent to which it shares your information that feeds into the rest of the AI world or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be more
Yeah, we,
private.
this woman Ann McAtee, the economic development crowd, she uses it.
Yeah.
Puts things together pretty quick and that's pretty good. At
And
least fact check.
most of the AI5s are pretty good. It's just of the extent to which they share
Sure.
your contributions to their larger body of
Mhm.
information.
Yeah,
If that
I'm
matters.
not gonna use it. I'm too old, I can't. Anyway, all right. So, like I say, Carrie Ann Scott has, well, let's do this. Now that we have an official quorum. Can I get an approval of the May 13, 2026 minutes? So move. Second? Second. Okay, all those in favor? Aye, no conversation about this. All right, so we're done with that. Good. Now the review of the new spreadsheet. So Carrie Ann has been working on this assiduously over the last several months. And she's still got some things that she's probably gonna wanna work through. Yes? But she's almost there.
I think it'll have the same look and feel, but we're still just updating, putting stuff in there that we want to plan for, taking stuff out that we're not planning for.
There you go. So this is what she's done. So I'll just let her go ahead and, explain what she's got here. It's not very different, but go ahead.
It's relatively the same. The only major change is I really broke out. Every department has a section on what we would be putting in the operating budget. So it's a lot more clear that the top stuff, like all these Ford Explorer Interceptors, they're all totaling, and we would be getting a warrant to go to the capital reserve fund. And then below that, it's all the leases that we have for the police department that would be budgeted towards the operating budget. So, and every department's going to be the same setup. Fire has their capital reserve fund, and then fire has their chunk of stuff that we've signed leases for. So that would be operating budget. And that was really the major change I made from last year. So it's really super clear what's going to what bank account and where the money's going.
So
So we've got the capital assets. And then the lease, the purchases and the leases are separated?
Yes.
What's the, I can't think of the word,
that's all right.
Rationale?
or the description, the general description of what you've done.
Okay.
So the leases are the things that we signed a multi-year contract for and we're on the hook year after year.
And they are now
At the
an
bottom.
operating budget as opposed to capital reserve.
Yeah, because once they go into the operating budget, then it becomes part of the default budget, where if we put leases up into a capital reserve calculation, and the warrant article failed, like we just had for police and buildings, then we're out that money, but we still have to pay the lease somehow.
Okay,
So getting it into the operating budget, it becomes part of the default budget, so the money's there year after year to pay out the contract.
it's not subject to the warrant approval.
That's correct.
Correct.
When your warrant approves the lease, that is a contract and it's good through the duration of the lease, so it becomes an operating expenditure.
So it's in effect safe, if you will.
Yeah.
So you've separated the leases out then, are other items you've separated out? For
No.
similar reasons?
No, it's just the ones that, go ahead, sorry, Carrie Ann, you go.
It looked like we were planning to lease 2 ambulances in the future based off of the information that the CIP committee had approved in last year's plan. So I tried to break those out. Trying to find the EMS. So last year's CIP committee, this was the plan. I kept all the data the same. And then ambulance 2 and ambulance 3, it looked like the committee was planning to do a 7-year lease with a 5% interest rate for the next purchase. So that would tell me that becomes part of the operating budget expense. So I kind of just cleaned stuff up that way. I didn't change anything on the CIP's all equipment tab. This is all the raw data that was turned over from year end. And then I just cleaned up the capital worksheet based off of what was approved on this all equipment spreadsheet.
And so the idea of including the equipment that's leased within this is to keep the compendium of capital items that we
Right.
own visible, so we can see where.
Yes, exactly.
Even though the dollars will be in the operating
That's
budget, some will
correct.
be in the capital budget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus it gives us the opportunity, it's like, one of the things that, we're gonna be changing, I'm sure, a fair amount of when we're gonna buy things or when we're gonna lease
Right.
things.
Right, because you may not always lease them, you may not always need to lease them,
Yeah.
but you still
And-
want to be able to see them as a capital
Right.
appreciated item
Yeah,
of some value.
yeah. I've been working with Carrie Ann and a lot of work with Guy on the mechanics report. Like in the past, we would get a mechanics report. We started that a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a written thing. It's now going to be a spreadsheet that's got a lot of different things on it. I've been working with Guy and Carrie Ann on this to, get that and to match that specifically to what's in the insurance piece, which is the Primex business, because there's been some discrepancies there that we're finding. Which is okay. I mean, it's good because that's how we can clean it up. It's so small, I can't see it anymore, but, so the mechanics report is now gonna have that first column, Ford Explorer, right? Maybe my glasses, 'cause I just can't see.
Want me to hold it over here?
And that is not gonna help, unfortunately. I can tell you, it isn't gonna help. Okay. All right, so, right now, and I added something new, did something new, but we're gonna have the name, right, which, by the way, the names on this thing versus the names on the Primex insurance are, generally speaking, not the same.
No.
So we're gonna clean that up. We've added something to the thing called model year. I have a question for you on the Primex. Yeah. There's that thing that has years. Is that the model year or is that the year it was first insured?
We give them the model year, and then there should be like a date that says when it was added.
Yeah, we have the acquisition date. There's a
Yeah.
thing called the date of acquisition, but then there's also that other thing called.
Yeah, the year, the year that's on the title, because we're actually
So
looking at the
that,
title.
okay,
of
so that's the
Jennifer.
model year.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yep.
It's model versus the year. Okay, good. All right. So we're gonna have model year. Which is
Because you
not,
might buy a vehicle
I know,
that's used.
I know, I get it. Yeah, well, yeah, sometimes you buy a 2022 and 2023 because you get a deal. I mean, like, so, yeah, I get it. It's fine. And then we have, the next column is gonna be year last purchased. So that'll show the discrepancy between a model year and when it was purchased. And then we're gonna have our recommended year, which is the, plus 5 years or plus 6 years for this particular thing. And then a budgeted year. So even though it's recommended to be bought in year 2025, which we're gonna buy it actually in 2027, or what, the other way around, it could be vice versa. So that'll be carried there. And then we're gonna add replacement costs, right? So that we can get each department to tell us that, oh, police vehicles are no longer 66,000 fully outfitted, they're 73,000 or whatever. We'll get that number in there. And then the insured amount, which is gonna be interesting because we'll have the replacement cost and then we'll have what it's insured for. That way we can find out if we're, oh shit, if this vehicle blows up, we're gonna be screwed. Right? Or we're overinsured, either way, but we'll put the data that we have into this little thing, right? And then,
Well, not that it matters, but the
Okay.
interesting, some of the larger pieces of equipment are actually insured for the replacement value. Not all of them, but some.
no, I understand. Yeah, but some of it's depreciated, but we'll know where we stand just in case we're underinsuring or overinsuring things. Prior year expenses, right, which is I hear that you and Guy are working on this, right?
We completed 2025 yesterday,
Oh,
so
nice.
we can run reports on all the equipment
Fantastic.
from 2025 forward.
Yeah, that's all we really need is the 25 for
Yep,
or the 20, either one, right? We'll get
We
something
spent-
in there.
like $140,000 last year.
There you go.
Ooh,
So we'll know where it's spent.
that's a lot of money.
We've got a lot of equipment, got 67 pieces or something like that. Mileage, we're gonna have the mileage, so we'll know the mileage on the vehicle. And then the same thing that came, that's an item that was coming in the report anyway, in the written version, right? And then we're gonna have the same thing, which is their current condition, poor, good, fair, whatever they have there. And then we're gonna have current needs. This thing needs to have brakes, this thing needs to have, so there's a way to anticipate what the expenses are gonna be. And then notes, and then we're also gonna carry the thing that's on the Primex, which is the Canaan Vehicle ID. Decided not to put the VIN in there because it's just too much data. And then and that's it. And that's, so that'll be
All in the mechanics report,
all in the mechanics report.
it's gonna be on a spreadsheet.
Yes. That way it's simple, it's done, and then every year you just update certain things. We don't have to go through this, all the stuff. And it could be, bandied back and forth between whoever.
Yeah, see, this is what, in Enfield I had, it was iWorks program. Unfortunately, it's a system you buy into, but you never own.
Mm.
But that's what, when we purchase a new vehicle,
Mhm.
I would input all of that information into it. So all you had to do.
Yeah.
I had it set up so I could just put in like truck 4 and bang, it would bring me up all of that information. And you go through, keep track of everything you had spent on it.
Mhm.
And everything, but.
Yeah.
Like I say, the problem with iWorks, you never own it.
So that's one of the things that I'm struggling with at the moment, with the cap that you were talking about, right? Like the committee, the CIP committee has a charter that says we're looking at things $10,000 and more. Right? There are a number of items that are the list of things that we own that are less than $10,000. Right? And somehow a lot of you, if you see what goes on, they get lost. Trailer, this one, that one, trailer, who knows? My guy doesn't even know who these things are. He said, I don't know about that. I'm serious,
Oh, yeah.
So we're trying to, narrow that down. So I think we'll have everything in here, whether or not it's a item that, we need to comment on or not, but at least we'll have it all in one place.
Yeah, because we've had years where pieces of equipment not currently being used were traded, yes, to a contractor to do work for the town.
It's gone.
Yeah, but that's,
Was there a trail, was there a
It
trail
disappeared.
there that you could follow?
Was the one you were
Oh,
missing,
you-
was the Hitachi excavator?
you could see it on the guy's truck, that piece
Chief
of
Olson
equipment.
found it.
but,
He's like, oh yeah, we have
I
that.
think it's the excavator.
Not that I know
The Hitachi
of. I never
excavator.
saw it.
We'll do that Friday. All right. So, yeah, so we're gonna be updating that as part of this whole process. What else you got on this, Carrie, and if this is of interest to the fans here?
The rest of the tabs, we really just copied from the previous one and populated with the formulas, so it's in working order now. I did a tab for the paved roads all the way out to the total cost of the road.
Yeah, would you find Goose Pond on there just for kicks? It's paved, not paved, yeah, it's paved road, Goose Pond. See the number way on the right there, Jack? He did have $3 million. That's the total cost
3.9.
to do that. But if you look back forward, he's only got $1.3 million or something as the next replacement. So there's the discrepancy between, for some reason, he only pulled in the $1.3 million when he was looking for the cost to do, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
road.
So he must have anticipated he's just gonna do phase one.
I think that's probably right. Yeah.
But, and worried about the rest of it later.
I think that's right. I think
But
that's,
that was never the conversation.
no. So,
Unfortunately.
but at least now I think now we have the,
Back in December.
You gave me the paper, you found it on your desk months ago where it spelled that out. I just found it the other week,
Okay.
so that's confirmed. That was
Yeah.
the plan.
Yeah.
do phase one and then do another.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that,
Yeah,
and
that
this
was
is,
ATV's recommendation, that you don't have enough money based on that
Yeah,
conversation.
Yeah,
Because they had a dialogue back and forth about 1 million.
well, he was afraid it probably wouldn't get passed or something.
No, I get that, but it would have been nice if he,
yeah,
Told
it would have
communicate.
been nice even if the board knew it.
Well, you see, we kind of knew it, but we never uncovered it.
but even 3 minutes not enough.
I'm just saying that, it's 3 something, but that was, so maybe more now, but okay. Right, so that's the discrepancy. I just wanted to point that out. Go ahead, sorry, Gary. I keep interrupting by nature.
The next tab was, I broke out the gravel roads tab. It was really just copy and paste from the previous plan. And then I populated the formulas that I could identify, but they're all in there and calculating. So hopefully going forward, I just have to put in the new rate of gravel up
Mhm.
here. And then it'll calculate out through all the rest of the roads.
Good.
So every year when we get our gravel
Yeah, correct.
quoted, we'll update it. Same
Wonderful.
with the paved roads. I put the cubic price, whatever they go off of in there.
Mhm.
So then as we get quotes coming in, we can just update the whole thing.
So did this work ultimately lead to a list of the batting order for road reconstruction?
Yes,
Correct.
And you've
That's the
seen
plan.
that, we have that.
That was,
yeah, if you go to capital worksheet, you'll find it. You'll see it
No,
at the
I
bottom.
don't see it, I just want to know that, because that was the goal originally.
Yes,
to have
that's
a
the
road
plan
inventory,
is-
a
Yeah, they all
condition
are.
Inventory and a priority list, so you can anticipate what the funding stream would be for some number of roads.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is the plan.
Okay.
But then we get thrown some of these changes that we never were told.
Well, that's that,
There's
plus,
that.
plus,
Yeah, I mean, that's
if,
just-
if the budget, if the money changes, then the road should change.
Yes.
But that's okay, it's a plan like everything else.
Yeah, so this is the current version of the plan. So we're planning on doing Abbott Road in 2026.
Oh, wonderful, okay, so that's the prioritized list.
Yes,
Oh, wonderful. That's
Exactly.
good.
Well, some of
There's
for
these,
both the paved and the gravel.
Yeah, no, that's great, that's
and
great.
then
some of these roads are part paved and part
Yes.
gravel. What are we doing with
Well,
them?
there are some you're correct. What was the road that you would think? It was a
I
B.
think it's Prospect Hill,
There was a B one too, right? You would
and
know.
there's a,
Yeah, because Prospect Hill is only pavement up through the
Yeah.
top of the hill, then it's
Fernwood Farms is paved partway.
Yeah, so there's a little work that needs to be done to clean this up. Like if you look at Sawyer Hill, you'll see it's on both. The Sawyer Hill's a very small piece of paved and then a long piece of dirt.
Yeah.
Right? And there are others that, have only one, they're
course.
characterized as a paved road. And they're paved part, gravel, the other part. And I don't know yet, because I know Chet and Bob Henry drove around and created this.
Yeah, no, it's good, it's good.
But it does need to be cleaned up a little bit, meaning there are a few things that, I don't know the roads that well, so, but.
yeah, because I know some of these he went out with Bob, then he tried cleaning up some of it, but it's hard to clean it up when you don't even know where the town lines are.
Exactly.
And you don't have to
Which is
worry,
why,
you know,
we only
honestly,
put in $1.3 million for that.
because you're only looking out a few years and there's dozens of roads.
Well,
Eventually, globally, you want to look at it periodically at some level, because it anticipates a certain degradation and a prioritization that always changes, because some roads are gonna break down faster than
And
others.
Mother Nature can change that.
Yeah, and you just have to kind of smoosh it around a bit.
Well, I think that's right, but you know,
But
so.
you're only looking at a few roads a year.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I think, you know, you're correct that, you know, we should have some kind of a, review of this by someone,
Yes, yes,
right? And
yes,
I assume that someone has got to be Bob Henry, right? He's the
Yeah.
guy that should tell
that's
us,
the vision, yeah.
right?
right.
So maybe what we have to do is say, Bob, here's the current plan.
Yeah.
What's going to change?
Yeah.
What should change?
And he'll know, and actually you guys will know, you'll hear from the public that one of these roads needs to jump up because of
Yeah.
X, Y, Z. It's not a global change, but
Yeah.
a few of them will change. from time to
Exactly.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
And
But so the foundation is laid, Jack,
Yeah.
is what we're
Yeah,
getting.
that's great. No, that's
see,
good.
and then you have projects, like we've got the Grist Mill Hill Bridge coming up. So Grist Mill Hill upgrade, this first half, has been pushed back to coincide with the new bridge.
Sure.
So that everything is continuous, your equipment. Because a lot of this work you do, especially paved roads,
Mhm.
it's your mobilization
Right.
cost to get all your equipment there.
Yep.
And that's why you want to try to localize where you're working,
Mhm.
because if you say, okay, we're going to go and come up here, we're going up on Prospect and do half a mile of road, we're going to do 3/4 of a mile on Grist Mill, then we're going to go do Blackwater. Every time they put that paver on the trailer,
That money.
you're looking at $3,000 to $4,000 added into
Yes,
your cost for that, just that one piece
Right, but
mobilization.
that's Bob's job.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's ultimately his responsibility to
Right.
make that as efficient as possible,
Right.
correct?
No, that's just part of the rough and tumble.
And these are all, and Bob's done it long enough that he knows a lot of this, and I mean, I usually go over a bunch of this stuff with him before he
Oh, good.
signs everything in.
Nice, yeah, good, okay, great, fantastic. Good, now we have two brains working on it.
Yeah. One at a time.
You tell him, me, Bob only has that
Yeah.
brain. Hey, what else you got there, sweetness?
The other tabs, the bridge culvert tab was just a copy and paste from your old plan to get it into the new format. Government buildings, we did put a lot of changes into
Yeah,
it.
this was just changed dramatically, right?
I
Like a lot
added-
more.
I just added all of our insured properties.
Yeah,
And then I put in there like the building value, the
Mhm.
contents value that's insured. From what I could read online, you typically want to save, industry standard was saying 1% to 4% every year for maintenance.
Mhm.
Actually, our operating budget has 1% in it, if you use that theory, but we're just doing the bare minimum. So I don't know for a capital investment plan, like what way you wanted to go, but I at least gave you all the information on all the buildings we have instead of just the handful that was planned for last year.
Yeah, that's good, because we need to find the full exposure, right? I mean,
Yeah, and the other problem we've got, the town buildings were treated like everything else in town. Nothing was done, so we're still in an accelerated
Yeah, I understand.
plan on
I
So
them.
now we
would-
actually have a new hire.
Because
Monday.
once your new hire begins to settle in.
Yes.
And actually have some time to do an inventory and assessment of each building, then gradually you'll build up some money and then you know how to spend it.
Sure. I have, we do have a report that comes, that's called the buildings report. That introduced, it was again, this kind of a thing. I was waiting until I talked to you, number one, but also wait, we get somebody hired, figure out how we wanna now, what that report wants to look like coming to this crowd.
Right,
So we'll get around to that, but we got some time on that, so.
Yeah.
But yes, but now that we've got all the buildings in there, like, what do you got for the bathhouse? I'm just curious.
Is that the museum?
No.
I don't know
it's
that.
next
No,
to-
that's right up.
I don't know that the bathhouse.
Town Beach Bathhouse,
Yeah, it is. It's
line 5.
Line
Six.
Line 6,
Oh, it is broken out.
Yeah.
right?
So it's insured at 55,000.
Yeah, so that's where we're gonna try and get money to do it right here. This is the grant that I think we can get. Got tracked down John Coffey because he had
It's
told me a year
insured
ago.
for how much?
55,000.
It's
The bathhouse is insured for that?
It's probably a
They'll
replacement.
never,
It's a
if we burn it
replacement.
down, they'll never pay it.
It says you. Well, that's one of the reasons we want to have replacement costs and
Yeah.
insured costs. And we're getting there, do you know what I mean? But, yeah, and I think that Coffee and Chet told me a year ago, over a year ago, a year and a half ago, I guess, that there was a woman running around from this crowd, the Land and Water Conservation Fund, that said, oh, we'll give you the money to redo that bathhouse. We'll give you the 60 grand you need. And I said, great. You guys go get that done, will you? So I finally said to John, give me this shit and I'll go chase it down. So let's, anyway,
That's good.
yeah, so we'll
Yeah,
get there.
because that was
So,
originally, the last time it was done, I want to say it was the Burn Foundation that paid
yes, I think you're probably right.
for it.
That's probably right. So, but that's gonna be for our grant writer.
Well,
Not you.
they're looking for volunteers right now.
They're doing the
To work
museum
on
right at the moment. They're doing the museum right now. There's
I
somebody
know.
up
Well,
there
we
today.
have some
digging-
volunteers on the bathhouse too. They're
I know.
scraping and painting the steps. And
Yeah, yeah. I think you should shut the water off and put a porta potty up there. That would be, the smart thing to do, but
It's not hard to change your clothes in a porta potty.
you could you could leave it open for changing your clothes, but not running the water as well. And then you don't have to worry about the water running all over the place or whatever it does up there. I've never been in the building, but
It goes through the floorboards back into the ground.
that's what I figured.
And then into the lake.
Yeah.
And then into the lake.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be a smart idea if you want to think about it, put a couple of porta potties up there and
We
just
had,
leave it open for changing your clothes, but
the board
Run the
had
water.
brought that up last year about possibility of porta potties.
yeah, I
but
know.
The problem is up there and at night is the chance of, damages and stuff to them and,
Let's electrify them at night.
oh, yeah.
Well.
I get some boxes up to the house. You
Oops.
wire that handle, they'll let go of it.
That's what I'm getting at. Let's make them pay. What else you got?
Not
So,
myself.
so this is good. Jack, you catching all this?
Yeah, very nice. I like
Yeah,
it.
we've done,
Yeah, no, it's good work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
it's, it's much better. Go ahead, sorry, Carrie.
Chet had looked like he was starting to try to calculate water and sewer
Yeah.
appropriations.
Yeah.
So I just copied that.
What was there, yeah.
And then I just gave everyone a tab with all of our latest CI or capital reserve account balances.
How much is in the what's the community center one? 271, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Scott, we gotta talk about getting our hands on that building. We gotta get our hands on that building somehow. Jack and I talked about it a little bit today.
We got the church, you talking about the church?
Methodist Church, eventually, yeah, we gotta get our hands on that building. We just gotta. So I'm gonna try and track down Dolores, what's her name?
Wyman.
Wyman.
Yeah.
Start the conversation with her, see if we can figure out, some kind of a phased-in payment plan or something.
4:30. We should be talking with Doreen about 5:30.
Who?
Doreen Wyman.
Oh, you are good. About that?
I've got to leave here,
Good.
to
About the
go up
methods?
for the meeting house, preservation meeting.
Oh, what? Yeah. Okay, but are we talking about the Methodist Church too?
She's part of the preservation committee, Doreen Wyman,
Which
the real estate,
which preservation committee?
the old meeting house on Canaan Street.
Yeah.
She's part of the meeting house preservation
Okay.
committee, so I will put a bug in her ear before we get done tonight that, the town would like, because as I understand it, she was the one back when Chet was, before he left, she was the one that was going to be handling the, change of ownership of it to wherever it went.
That, I had the conversation with her too, and so Sal's just gonna follow up with her.
Yeah, you could just say, oh, by the way, when this guy Sal contacts you,
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll
Talk to
put a bug in her ear that you're looking to,
have a
sit down
conversation.
and have a conversation with her.
Okay, I'll do that.
That way she'll either look forward to it or run.
She'll decline.
Yeah, she won't run.
No,
She, To be interested in the dollar.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I love people who like money. They're easy to deal with.
Well, you got enough money.
Well, no, I mean, at least you know where they're coming from, so it's
Right.
very clear, you know, they don't have any other agenda, thank God. I what?
That's about it. I just went back to the capital worksheet. All those information tabs I just showed you, they all tie into this one big capital worksheet.
Mhm,
And then that's what you were printing and including in the annual report at
Yes.
year end.
mhm.
The 6 gray shaded years across the top.
Right,
That'll be your annual report.
thank you. That's very helpful, yeah.
And that was it. I added this little buildings stuff to tie in the government buildings report. I don't believe that was on the capital worksheet.
No, it
last
was
year.
not, yeah,
So I just tried to get everything consolidated onto that one tab for you.
yeah.
So
What do
can-
we? Go
Can,
ahead, Jen.
can you, is this such that you can colorize the fundedness over the 5-year period for certain things? So in other words, if you've got this much stuff that you need to buy and you need to get this much money overhead, can you see when you're running short?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
on
like-
Funds by
Yes,
color, like
yes.
green and red?
Well, I don't know about color, but. you know,
I kind of did like blue was all of the equipment, and then I colored the tab blue where all that information originates. All the roads are colored green, and then the tabs are green too. But then like these highlighted lines in the middle here, like these 3, that's where our formulas are actually calculating what we have to put into the capital reserve fund in order
Right,
to
to keep a
afford
balance, yes.
So
So it doesn't by itself, it's.
yeah, so
calculating all
if
that.
if the capital reserve contribution based on this isn't accepted, in other words, if you say, gee, we can't put that much in capital,
Right,
will you see will the formula show you the period in time where you have a deficit and therefore have to, all things equal, have to push something out, delay?
either push something out or, you know,
because of
increase
the
the
deficit,
ask,
you know
right?
what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah, like up here in the
Yes.
police, that just happened,
right,
2026, the warrant article failed.
Okay.
So like they can't buy the cruiser.
Oh, I see, so it turns negative, the red.
yes,
Oh, good, oh, that's perfect, that's all right, okay, that's good,
yeah.
But like,
Because then it's very interactive. Say, what happens if we only produce, you know, this? What happens if we put 1.5 million? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Then you can see the,
Yeah.
see the impact across the
Yeah,
5-year
now
plan.
just so you know, go ahead, sorry, Karen.
we'll have
Good.
to ask for more in 2027 because the contributions for 2026 failed. So I had to increase
yeah,
this to
exactly.
79,000 just to make up for the future purchases.
Got it. Yeah, no, that's,
So there's things that we need to tie in there, right? Like, I mean, the budget committee authorized the hiring of another police person. Right, that was in the budget. But the ability to give them a vehicle with equipment failed. What? So does Ryan go ahead and hire that person and then we don't have a vehicle, or do we put off the hiring? And so I don't know what the decision was there.
It hasn't come to us yet. That was,
we're still talking.
unfortunately, that was done, the money was put in and we had no knowledge of it till after, which the money for an additional officer.
Oh.
That never came to the selectmen.
Well, sure it did, because Sadie was sitting right there. She knew,
Was she part of the budget committee?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
she knew. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, it never came up.
She was there. It was frankly a very big conversation. I mean, we've had over several meetings, we had conversations about, okay, what about this police officer? Should we make it a warrant thing? Should we put it in the budget? You know, we went back and forth. Eventually, we decided to put it in the budget.
Yeah, because like I say, just unfortunately, that conversation was never brought up to the board and
You should get me in your meetings once in a while. Right?
yeah. But I mean, and this is the whole thing, is the money was put in for the salaries.
Right.
But
We don't have
do
a,
we
can't
tell
find the
him wear a blue pair of shorts and t-shirts?
Well,
We look like
exactly.
he's part of it?
yeah.
Anyway, okay.
So, go ahead. All right, so I don't have anything else you want to talk about? Are you, Tom, you got any, Scott, any questions about what's been done to the spreadsheet or what we're doing here?
No, the only thing, just a reminder that we are ultimately adding more this year to help make up for what didn't go in last year. We're adding categories, which is gonna make, I think we need to do a better job of explaining this to the community before voting.
Yeah, one of the things that we discussed at the budget committee meeting, when we had the first one with all the new people and stuff. That once we've come up with a budget and the warrants are put in place, I want the budget committee, we can break out two people who go. I want to go to places like the Lions Club and the Friends of Canaan Village and actually go to their meetings and run a informational session on, here's why we're doing this.
Yeah, because I've
You
had,
know, that way, There's nobody comes to the meeting.
yeah, and I've already had a couple of conversations with two different groups that said that we are just grabbing for money. And I said, no, it's really a very simple process. Do you want to borrow from the bank to make these purchases and pay interest? Or do you want to be your own bank and put it in an interest-bearing account and make interest?
Yeah, well, that's part of that's part of the pitch, but yes,
Yeah.
but there is another pitch too. Yes, ma'am.
Also, it was, we were talking about that mailer that we did last year
Right.
for town meeting.
Yes,
Roll it back so we send the mailer out, like get out to the deliberative session. Here's everything that's gonna be discussed, like advertise the deliberative.
Yeah, I think
session
that-
rather than Town meeting.
yeah, we did something last year. We sent something out. And
Yeah.
now we want to take a look at, was that effective? What else should we do? You know, how should we expand it or whatever? So there needs to be another piece that's going to go out to everybody in the world, right? But as you know, there's only probably, what, 700-800 people that show up to vote. And they're all
On a good year.
and they're all part of the local committees, the people who are interested in what's going on. So,
It's good though, that's good.
yeah, so we want to get to them so they understand and then they can make an intelligent decision about whether they should support it or not. But
Yeah, because I heard some people,
they didn't have information enough. They
yeah,
just
that
didn't
said they voted down again the government building
Right.
because they thought we were going to run out and purchase land for a community center when we have land that's not in the tax rolls.
Mhm.
So they just said, no. I said, no, it's trying to maintain what we've already got.
Yeah, well, that's the distinction is they didn't, when you look at the two accounts that she had, you have the government buildings and then you have the community center. Community center unfortunately is tied specifically, right, by warrant approval to do a community center. That's really problematic. I mean, that's a real problem because I don't know how that's going to resolve, but maybe we can ask them to merge that into the government buildings deal. You know.
Well, but it kind of depends on what do you, I think that people don't know what a community center means. So I think you have to explain to them that.
Well,
You need a place to have voting. I mean, you need a place to gather. I mean, the business of using the fire department is just about as primitive as
It's
I
still-
can imagine.
It's silly.
It's a,
You basically put people in jeopardy.
no, that's true.
I know.
So
There is a,
So maybe it changed the name of it, something.
Well-
But you gotta scope out a concept that's real for
yeah,
people.
we
Mhm.
did that, the massive, the quick, I know we're all running short on time here, the Mascoma Valley Preservation Crowd had a meeting. And they invited lots of people. Bergeron was there, Opal was there, Daniels was there, Bussy was there, the Stones were there, Karen Wolk was there. You know, they invited a whole crew and to talk about what their vision of, you know, what they want, look, what buildings they were interested in. They were interested in Freight Shed, Methodist Church, and Lucerne Hotel,
Hmm.
out of their own choosing. That's the ones that they thought they wanted to get involved with.
Right.
And they wanted community input on, well, what do you think the Freight should be? What do you think that the Methodist Church should be? What do you think the Lucerne Hotel should be? And there was a lot of conversation, you know, about
Yeah.
all of that, many different, you know, make it a voting place, make it a community center, make it an arts center. I mean, it was, you know, it was all over the lot as you would suspect, right? 'Cause you get
But-
two
but
people in the room, you're gonna get two opinions, right? So,
Yeah,
but anyway,
Multi-use spaces.
well, you
It's
see,
not
I
like you
think
need a voting
this is
space, it's a
why
community space.
I,
You need a big room, big empty room.
I hear you. Maybe it's the Freight Shed. But, that's one of the reasons why when we had our non-public meeting with the EDC crowd, we would really like to figure out a way to come up with a comprehensive plan to what we want to do downtown. I don't know if we have the expertise in town to do that. As you know, we're experimenting with this Upper Valley crowd. We've got them on the sidewalks project now. We met with them with the Friends of EDC and the Friends of Canaan Village are now working together to put together a proposal to deliver to the select board in the town to say, here's a plan to, do sidewalks. And they're coming in to help us. So we're trying to figure out, are they useful people or are they a bunch of jerks? We've got Carrie Ann, who's supposed to who's joining them as one of the commissioners, along with Dan. He's going to the thing tonight. So
I texted him. Yeah. Told him sorry.
yeah. Okay. So we have a voice there to, help us along. But I was somewhat positively impressed with the young man who showed up and the things that he was saying about how he could help with the sidewalks project.
Oh, great.
Meaning they think that based on the size of what we're looking at, that they can do the initial assessment and the engineering recommendations plan for $0. And they also think that there's enough grants around that we could probably get an 80-20 deal.
For construction?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
And I said to myself, either this kid's delusional or we might have a real shot at getting this done.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So, we'll keep you posted, but, which is another thing. I think we really need to talk about whether we have a sidewalks in the capital plan or whether it just stays as a maintenance item in the budget.
Yeah, and the
So-
other thing we gotta keep in mind too, when you start talking the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Is our water system upgrade is gonna be under one of those sidewalk areas.
If you want to,
So that part of it, I don't know what the engineer did. But if you're going to have an excavation for water system upgrade, that sidewalk replacement should be in that plan for when you close.
totally.
But I have an initial plan that was a year old, the 1st of May. That was the unfinished preamble to everything, and I haven't seen.
Yeah, one of those pipes goes under the road before, and
I had an agenda for Jack, and we didn't get to it because we did some of the important things we were doing today with, what's his name? But it says, all right, sidewalks, project update, water, sewer, get plans and how they affect the sidewalks. So we definitely need to incorporate that
Sure.
into whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on the radar screen, Scott, so thank you for reminding us, but.
Yeah,
I think that just a function of the timeline of each of them, they'll line up all right.
Yeah, sidewalk,
Yeah.
we're talking years, we're talking a couple of years.
I think the
before-
water projects will have to be done sooner than the sidewalks, just because they're
Agreed.
scheduled.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, with the earliest we think we could pull the funding part together. In 2 years for the sidewalk project. So the earliest.
Yeah, because right now I have, like I say, I have not heard any more on the water where it is. So, I mean, we're hoping to.
Well, there hasn't been a lot going on because I spent probably half the day today with the authorities trying to resuscitate access of the 1.7 million, like 4.3 million.
And
We're making progress. We actually made some
And-
progress today.
You got access to the portal.
I got access.
Oh, boy.
I got access to the
Good
portal.
job.
And I got 2 documents that might help to access those things. So today was more progress.
That's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it was more progress today than we've had.
I love all the conversation. Any other business?
Move with
Motion to adjourn. Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all very much. Appreciate your time and effort. Have a nice couple of days off now, Jim. Where you going?